What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? It was an early morning this morning, and usually I get my jitter juice, suck down a cup or two, I get my workout in, get my omelet, a couple pieces of toast, and I pick up and start perusing the local, state, national, and world news to find out what I want to talk about, or more importantly, what I don't want to talk about. And I don't know where this pen came from. I used to, when I first started the show, I used to have a pen and I would twirl because I'd fidget because I was nervous. Yeah, I don't get nervous anymore. But I used to. I used to get, I've done public speaking my whole life, but for some reason, doing this show, I'd twiddle, and I used to have a pencil with me all the time, and I wore that thing down to a nub. My daughter must have done her homework at my desk because there's, I don't know, something cool about doing it in this room that they enjoy. It's all full of, what I consider to be patriotic stuff, but, Nazi paraphernalia, of course, American flag and guns and whiskey and books. Oh, the atrocities. Clutch my pearls, Nancy. What are we doing this morning? Listen, I went to bed last night. No, I did. And my wife and I were watching a TV show. I don't know what we're watching. I don't recall. And I just made this post, and I thought it was fairly innocuous. No big deal. I suffer from a disorder where I speak the truth and it pisses people off. No big deal. Because I was just considering the week and how many people were frustrated. I mean, people calling me a Nazi and a transphobe and a homophobe and all this other stuff. Why? Because I made a Jason Aldean post that triggered you? Because I question what teachers are teaching in schools today? That I question, that I support the LGBTQIASP plus TR whatever community? Of course I do. Be happy. Do what you want when you're an adult. Leave my kids alone. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Why is it a big deal? Why is it so controversial? Unless you're coming after my kids, why does it matter? Well, because we're trying to teach them unity and prosperity and equality. No, you did that bullshit. You did that in the 90s. You did in 2000 and 2010. That's what the pride flag was about. That's what the marches are about. That's why you have 264 days celebrating your sexual disposition. You've won. And I'm glad you've won. You had a right. You were the last discriminated group on the planet. Truly. Based upon that people socially accepted. And that's the truth. People look at the Uyghurs in China and what's going on with them, and nobody condones that except for the Communist Party. People look at the genocide going on in Kenya and Mogadishu and other places, and of course, they don't support that. Racism, slavery, although there are pockets of it, of course, and there's individuals who are complete jerks, that's not socially acceptable. But homosexual bigotry and prejudice for gays, lesbians, transgenders, queer people, yeah, 100%. But we're not there anymore. You've got HR departments in your workplace. You got pride events going on, 264 days. You can have marriage. You can be equal. All of it. Good. Yes. And the trope was, we don't want to impact your children. You can't make kids gay. You can't make kids that way because they're born that way or they're not. Okay, well, we bought into it. I bought into it. I support you. But you already played that card. Now we've got the transgender community, which is crossing that line and coming into schools and teaching kids things that they shouldn't. And you were doing things that you said you never would. You removed religion from school because you thought that it was indoctrination. Well, what is this? It's the same thing. Knock it off. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're going to ban religion and the Pledge of Allegiance and anything American in classrooms, well, then no pride flag. I mean, let's just be honest. One of those is completely about our country and history and our pride and value in our country, and the other one is where you put your penis. My children have no reason to hear any of that. And the truth pisses people off. But that's not this. This is just a post that says, I speak the truth, and it pisses people off. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you something. And I just want to be transparent with you. And I want to be honest with you because I owe you that. This isn't for the people who are conservative or who agree with me, because there's plenty of those, but there's also plenty of people who make my page what it is. And those are the trolls. You only get banned for 3 reasons. First reason is that you degrade people. You call them insects, like maggots, or you call them vermin, or you go ahead and insult them based upon their race, their color, their creed, their sexual disposition. On both sides, you don't call people libtard. You don't use the three-letter word for homosexuals either. You don't do it on my page. And if you do, you're gone. If you want to call someone a libtard, you're out of here. If I see it, you're gone. You get a warning, and then I kick you. Because most people don't moderate their page. I do, and my moderators do a good job. We miss things. If we've missed something, let us know. And we'll look at it, and if it breaks the standards of Facebook and our human qualities, then you're out of here. Second thing is, don't lie. Don't call someone a racist unless you have evidence of them being a racist. You don't know anything about these people. You look at their freaking profile pic and all of a sudden you know everything about them. What are you? You clairvoyant? Are you reading palms out there, sister? You got some voodoo magic I'm not aware of? You don't know anybody. You don't know me. You don't get to go ahead and call someone a racist or a hippie or a transphobe or a Birkenstock wearing. Well, you can go ahead and do that. But you don't know. So if you want to be playful and you want to call someone, a clown, I don't care. I do it all the time. But if you're going to get real personal, you're going to start labeling people and saying that they are guilty of, crimes against humanity. Well, you're going to be out of here if you don't have any evidence. And the third thing is if you link something to Dr. Wetawatawachawa from Africa about penile cream, you might want to send it to me directly. But anything else, I'm gonna ban it. I don't allow links to outside pages unless it's relative to the topic. If you're going to go ahead and give me some obscure case from 1946 that has to do with plantation rights due to corn reproduction over tobacco, you're gonna go. I'm gonna get you out of here. But that's it. And we do that to try to have some semblance of self-respect. Because the internet is a nasty place. But the people who are showing up to this, you made this go viral, not me. I didn't pay for this. I didn't do anything. It was at 3.3K when I sat down and turned on all the lights and everything. It's been 15 minutes. It's got 1,000 likes and laughs and hearts emojis, 360 comments, 829 shares. People seem to like it. But of course, the whole post, it's so full of hypocrisy. Listen to what it says. I suffer from a disorder where I speak the truth and it pisses people off. And guess what? People are pissed off. I could put up a glass of water and say, this is a cup of 12 fluid ounces. And people would say, well, that's not a full cup. Well, that's not a cup, that's a glass. Well, that's not half full, it's empty. That's not half empty, it's full. No, that water is too wet. No, the background's white. It's racist. Where's the black water at? That cup looks like it has a penis. Stop assuming it's gender. It doesn't matter what I put up. You're going to be pissed. And you know what? I count on that. I count on that because the show is called Don't Unfriend Me. It's not Don't Unfriend You. And the reason why is it's really not about, if you want to defriend me, go ahead. I don't care. It doesn't bother. People do that all the time. You're defriended. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. And by the way, I wouldn't be able to reply if you truly did block me. So you didn't. You're just waiting around for more attention. Here's the truth. I don't get paid by the RNC. I don't have sponsorships. A Percival Flag Company, I talk about them every night. They don't pay me anything. They gave me a flag because he's my buddy and he lives down the road. Ryan Weaver, I bought his songs, but I don't openly promote Ryan every day, but I love the guy. Eli Crane, same thing. I didn't serve on the SEAL teams. I know a lot of guys who did, and I worked with them, but that doesn't mean that I'm a SEAL. But I'm still going to talk about him when he does something right and does something wrong. I don't make a dime off of sponsorship. Nobody pays me to. I'm just a guy. I'm just a dad. I'm just a dad who has an opinion. I'm a dad who lives in Virginia, who's lived in Texas, California, Arizona, New Mexico, all over the world, been to 26 different countries, did some great things for the government. And I also worked as an executive for 3 Fortune 15 companies. I've got a lot of world experience and I'm going to share it. But one thing I'm not is a coward. Either is Cenk Uygur or Bill Maher or Rachel Maddow or Bill O'Reilly or Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson. They're not cowards. I may not agree with them all the time, but this isn't a place for a coward. Getting up in front of people and having a conversation of this magnitude, whether it's 100,000 people, 1 million people, or 10 million people, it's not for the faint of heart. You got to have some moxie and you got to have something to say. So don't label people cowards who you disagree with. Have a conversation with them. But what you don't do, if you really want to punish people and you want to punish the Don't Unfriend Me show, All you got to do is stop showing up. All you got to do is stop sharing this. This post this morning at 5:32 a.m. was shared to a liberal site, which I'm not going to tell you which one it was. And it was instructed by that group to come on here and lambast my page, to insult me, to make fun of me, to pick on me, to make me feel insecure. And guess what? None of it worked. Why? Because I just looked at how much money I made off of it, and I feel great. Because those things don't bother me. I'm bulletproof at this point. There's nothing you can do. I've had my family threatened. I've had people say they're going to come into home and kill my family. I've had people send me things in packages. I've got death threats and I've had to call police in other states. I've had friends who ran around in black pajamas visit a waiter in Texas who was threatening my life. I've been canceled by YouTube twice and completely torn my channel apart and destroyed it down to zero and tried to rebuild it. And at this point now, they just don't share anything I do. I've been canceled by Facebook and put on restrictions. I've had police officers show up to my house. I've had a political attack on me and arrested for something that was said that wasn't true. And it was completely expunged with extreme prejudice and thrown out because it was completely a fallacy. You're not going to shut me up. I've had people call my work. I've had people call my boss. You're not going to dox me. You can't dox me. There's nothing in my past you're going to find. Look, do everything. People are like, you don't pay your taxes. Check it out. Go look. You didn't donate money to Travis Mannion. Go look. You didn't raise money for Tammy's Diner and raise over $14,000 for her when she was in need. You're not a Navy hero, even though those articles said you were. Go check it out. I don't have to. And that's why the whole Mark Twain quote is above this. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember everything you've said, Mark Twain. Because if you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about it. Something my dad taught me at a very young age. Does that mean I don't exaggerate? I don't stretch? I'm not, grandiose in my presentation or stretch a tail like I caught a fish this big? Sure, I do that all the time. That's not lying. I'm talking about bold-faced lying. I'm talking about space lasers starting to fire in Maui just to go ahead and get clicks. Benny Johnson. I'm talking about people who are saying Russian P-tapes. Senkweger. The election was stolen. Come on, people. I don't do that crap. I don't do conspiracy, and I don't lie to you. But what I do is I trigger the shit out of you because I don't care. There's nothing you can do to me that hasn't been tried, and I'm not able to be bought. You can offer me millions of dollars. Nobody will, but if you did, I would weigh my options very carefully and ensure that we aligned with each other. No, it's not about that. It's never been about that. The money that I make from my viewers, there's 60 of them who subscribe to my channel. It's $1.99, and they get 15% off my show. It's a way for me to go ahead and make up the cost of that because I only make a few dollars a shirt anyway. I make advertising dollars off my podcast. Yeah, it's ranked in the top 5% in Spotify. I make some money off that. I make some money off ad revenue. But the first 2 years, I lost money. This whole setup, this whole rig, everything. $32,000 loss those 2 years. And now we're doing okay. Now with copyright claims, we're doing wonderful. Now with ad revenue sharing based upon post interactions on Facebook, we're killing it. But that doesn't cost you a thing. That's Facebook. I'm taking money from the man, the evil corporations. You should be happy about that. It's just a post, folks. And there's hundreds of them. And there's people out there who are trying to hurt you and say things to purposely get you to a spot where you say something stupid so they can get you blocked on Facebook. And there's people who do that to me every day. They try. They give up. They don't do it anymore. They come on, they say some stuff. They try to go ahead and get me to say something, cuss at them, call them a sea sucker or a mother effer, and then they're going to report me and I get a strike. I learned that you ain't going to get that from me. I'm never going to put this at risk. If you're against this post, it means you're against speaking the truth. That's what it means. And if you're pissed off by this, then yes, I'm talking to you. We have to change the way that we do things in this country. I'm not perfect. I'm not telling you who to be. I'm not telling you who not to be. I want you to be happy. I want you to have a good life. I want you to make money. I want you to be successful and live the American dream. That's what I want for you more than anything. I don't care who you are. Black, white, brown, indifferent. Sit up, sit down, pee. I don't care. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your sexual disposition is. I don't care about any of it. But the moment that you believe that you have some unequivocal right to be offended and that somehow I have to quantify that or qualify that with a reaction or empathy is ridiculous. You haven't lived my life. I haven't lived yours. Why the hell do I care? I don't care what you've been through. If you want to share it with me and you want to have a conversation, you want to learn together, fine, that's completely different. But if you expect me to know that when you were 6 years old, you decided to come out and every single child's the same and therefore no, I don't know. Just like I don't know your pronouns either. And I don't care. If you want to be called Tina instead of Tom, I will be acquiesced to your request. If when I go ahead and talk about you, you want me to say she, I have no problem. I'll do that for you. But what I'm not going to do is know any of that before I've even been introduced to you. And if all of a sudden you and I are meeting for the first time, you're like, hi, my name's Tina, and I just want to let you know I'm a transsexual, and I transitioned about 12 years ago, and I like male penis, and I actually like female vagina too, and I just can't wait to do this and have kids and make them transvestites too. You know what I'm going to do? You know what? It's been great meeting you, Tina. I'm getting out of here, and I'm leaving. Because I don't want to be your friend. Because I know how our conversations are going to go. It's going to be you talking the whole time and me having to listen to you and go, I already have a wife. I don't need to do that again. This whole show is about a meme that should have literally lived in obscurity forever. 120 people should have hit the like button and then it just went away. But no, you shared it with your liberal sites and people are outraged. But what's funny is if I would have put myself in a Grateful Dead t-shirt or a Che Guevara shirt and I would have had a Joe Biden hat, you would all be praising it. The Republicans would be tearing it apart. It's no different. The truth pisses people off. You want me to pretend that your made up little existence is real, and it's not. You can say whatever you want. You can get pissed off. You can stomp your feet and hold your breath. But guess what? I'm not your parents, and I don't care. I don't care what you think. Unless you want to have a real conversation, unless you want to get to know me on a real level, and I absolutely want to get to know you on the same level. If you want to disagree and have real conversation, then this is the show for you. You can find us 8 o'clock live anytime you want. It's funny you never show up, though. You have no problem sniping from afar and making me money with your comments and making my stuff go viral. But when it comes to actually getting on the show and having dialogue, none of you come around. I wonder why. I wonder why. Because maybe the truth doesn't just piss you off. It makes you scared. Who knows? 8 o'clock. We will not be live tonight. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll see you Friday night. Red Friday. My wife will be here. Amy will be here. Leroy is still on sabbatical. He'll be back soon. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. And go by and pick up some shirts. I'm wearing grunt style today, but we've got coffee. We've got wonderful coffee mugs, t-shirts, everything else over at thedumbshow.com. Capitalism at work. Piss off a liberal and buy something from my show. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. God bless.
I'm David Boreanaz with the Cast of SEAL team, and we have an important message for returning vets.
We want you to know if you're struggling to cope, there's help and it's just a phone call away.
The Veterans Crisis Line is staffed with experienced professionals who know your struggles.
There's no greater sacrifice in service to our country. We're able to enjoy our freedoms because of it.
Your service is important, you are important.
For vets and their families, the Veterans Crisis Line is here to help 24 hours a day. Please call